British broadcaster Piers Morgan clashed with Israeli ambassador to the UK, Tzipi Hotovely, during a recent interview, accusing Israel of concealing the reality of its war in Gaza. The heated exchange centered on Israel's refusal to allow foreign journalists into the besieged territory since the October 7 Hamas attack that killed 1,200 Israelis. Morgan questioned Israel's continued ban on international media access. He suggested that the restriction was not about protecting journalists but rather about preventing them from witnessing the situation on the ground. According to Gaza's Ministry of Health, over 54,000 Palestinians have been killed in Israel's military response. Morgan challenged the lack of clarity in Israeli data, arguing that while Israel claimed to have killed 30,000 Hamas members, it had shown no concern or accurate count of how many children had died.
Because it strikes me as utterly extraordinary that you, as the ambassador to my country, are able to say with complete clarity and certainty 30,000 Hamas have been killed, but you seem to have absolutely no idea how many children have died in the process. No idea. Or you have no interest. I don't know which one it is.
When Hotovely insisted journalists would be allowed in once it was safe, Morgan retorted that determining journalist safety was not up to Israeli authorities. He suggested that the real motive behind the ban was to block coverage of what was actually happening in Gaza. He implied that the ongoing restrictions raised suspicion and led to growing public belief that Israel had something to hide. Morgan also referred to Hotovely's earlier controversial remarks, in which she defended targeting schools and mosques on the grounds that they provided access to Hamas tunnels. Remarks that, according to him, raised further concerns about Israel's conduct in Gaza.
Israel is not killing children. Hamas is using them as human
Israel is killing
shields.
children every single day.
And again,
here's the question.
We are not denying the fact that war is a bad thing, but we never wanted this war.
Why don't you let international journalists into Gaza so they can report fairly and freely without being led around by the IDF? Let the journalists in because you banned them, and the only reason you continue to ban international journalists from going in there is not because of our safety, as you also quaintly put it. It's because you don't want the Western journalists to get in there and see what's really happening. Only you know why. Only the Israeli government knows why you want to continue banning journalists from international media organizations coming in at their own risk assessment and actually working out whether anything you're saying is true or not. And it may be if you let the international journalists in, well, let me just finish. It may be if you let them in, then they wouldn't just count the number of terrorists who are being killed, they'd be also able to record how many children are being killed, because it strikes me as utterly extraordinary that you, as the ambassador to my country, are able to say with complete clarity and certainty 30,000 Hamas have been killed, but you seem to have absolutely no idea how many children have died in the process. No idea. Or you have no interest. I don't know which one it is.